Hi everyone, welcome to the Weekly Connect for the second week of September. So we're going to be really concentrating this whole month on God is holy. And this week we're going to break that off and talk about how because he is holy, he has consequences for sin and for people that do bad things. So we're really going to be concentrating this week on thinking before you act and about how your sin can overflow to other people too. So we're going to talk about following directions, consequences of sin, a lot of things to start out this week. But before the story time, we're going to do a fun game called Body Part Mix-Up. So I'm sure all of you have played the game or done the little song, Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. So it's just like that, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and you're going to have the kids do that along with you. Super easy. Have them do that a couple times while you're singing, point to their body parts. Super easy. Then you're going to make it a little bit more difficult because we're really working on them listening and following directions. So you're going to put in something a little bit harder. Like, for instance, maybe you'll start off and say, when I say eyes, I want you to point to your tongue or stick out your tongue or something like that. So then you'll go through the song and have them, when they hear eyes, instead of pointing at their eyes, they're going to have to stick out their tongue. So it's really difficult. And then you're going to continue going on, ask the kids to add more rules to your game, things such as that, and just make it more and more hard as you start mixing up all the body parts and making that a little bit more difficult. So then we're going to go right into story time. If you are the storyteller, I have given you like an object lesson that you can do right along with the story. There are some simple things that materials you're going to have to bring with you. They will not be provided for you. If you want them provided, just let your campus director know ahead of time, and I'm sure that they can wrangle those up for you, or just let me know and I'll try and get them to your campus as well if you'd like to do that. If not, if you can just get them yourself, it would be like a cookie pan, a small plastic container, and then you can just write on it with Sharpie. You'll need baking soda, a little bit of vinegar, and then maybe little Lego people or other different people. Anyways, it's all written out in your curriculum. I don't need to give you all the instructions. You all can read. And it's written right out in there if you'd like to follow along with that. If you have a different way of telling the story of Cain and Abel, you can certainly do that as well. Like I said, it's all written out for you here. If you'd like to do the object lesson along with that, that is fine too. When we're teaching the kids Cain and Abel, it's really kind of a scary story and really quite sad and a little bit hard to understand. But what we really want to focus on is that the reason why why his offering was turned away by God was that he wasn't following God's instructions. By giving his fruits and veggies, it wasn't a blood offering. We know that without the offering of blood or the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness. So he wasn't following the rules, even though he was giving of his crops, and it made sense that he was a farmer and he would give his crops. That might be hard for the kids to understand, but we really need to focus on, God being sovereign and him being in charge and being the boss of all of us. So he, of course, holy and perfect. He had these specific rules and Cain wasn't following them. And, we also need to point out to the kids that while we don't see what was inside Cain's heart and we don't know everything that was going on at the time, God could see. Maybe Cain wasn't giving cheerfully. Maybe he wasn't happy when he was giving. Maybe he was mad that he had to give these fruits and veggies or that he had to give anything to God. And we definitely know he wasn't following instructions. So we're going to really concentrate on that. Do, of course, your worship and offering, your blessing, and then after story time, we have the review questions just to make sure the kids completely understand what was going on in our story. And then we have our fun craft. So I did try and make the craft a little bit lighter when the craft is mostly talking about Abel and how Abel did what was right in God's eyes, and we're going to make a sheep. We're going to talk about the lamb that he had. So each of your children should start with a plain sheet just like this, and then it has a little brief explanation of what Abel did right. And then you will have things on your tables as well. So you'll need some glue sticks, you'll need some white paint, and there you should have googly eyes, 2 googly eyes per child, 2 little legs, and a lamb's head. So this is what we're going to make. You're also going to want to have like some wet paper towels, or if you have kids wipes or whatever, something like that, because the kids are going to be working with white paint. So now I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to try and make this and see how it turns out, and then I will show you the finished product when I'm done. I'm not going to have you watch me do it because that would be boring. So give me a second. I'll do it and I'll be right back.